My friend, 30M, just got married but I, 28F, did not attend because my crazy ex/stalker boyfriend, 28M, was going to attend. I received the online save the date and of course replied yes. Then I was scrolling through the guest book and saw my ex's name. When I saw his enthusiastic reply of yes, my heart figuratively stopped, I felt cold inside, and I started hyperventilating. The ex. This man abused me for months, isolated me from my friends and family, used me for money and sex, and then cheated on me. He made me feel crazy for confronting him about his drug use, about the girls hanging around him. I eventually stopped asking him because I wanted to keep him happy. When he moved away for a few months and we were long distance, he had friends that would report back to him if I went out with friends. He would confront me on our Skype chats about me being out with guy friends unchaperoned and would forbid me to go out without a chaperone. I eventually caved and didn't go out with any of my friends unless they were the girls he knew or I just stayed home. I lost contact with many friends and my family. But then, we were engaged and something broke in me when I realized I would have to give up everything to be with him, and I envisioned myself either dead or wanting to be dead when I saw our future together. When I finally broke it off for good with him, he had previously installed a keylogger into my phone and computer, is that the official term? And was able to see everything I sent and did. He threatened suicide if I didn't talk to him, so I said, go right ahead, and notified his mom he was making threats against his life. I told her that if he contacted me again, I was going to the cops. She said she would take care of it. A few nights later, I went to a late movie by myself and got a call saying he was right outside my apartment. He saw my light on and just wanted to talk. I was not there at the time. He had a history of stalking and previous allegations of abusing his ex-girlfriends. The next day, I started the proceedings to get a restraining order out on him. Fun fact, they are really hard to get. The order of protection was granted for 1 year and I have moved on. I got a new laptop, phone, and changed my address. He was blocked on Facebook and I deleted all of our mutual Facebook friends so they couldn't report back to him on me. Now, seeing him RSVP to a mutual friend's wedding threw me off kilter. My current boyfriend was unable to attend with me, work, so I didn't want to go alone. I meant to email the groom and explain how I didn't want my drama to overshadow his wedding, and that he may not have been aware of the crazy ex drama that happened a couple of years ago, but I saved it as a draft and never dealt with it. I pushed it back to my mind and was focusing on work and school. But I got the email reminding me about the wedding, didn't know what to do, and did not show up. I sent the newly married couple an Amazon package from their wedding registry with my apologies and offers to take them out to dinner after their honeymoon, but I don't know how to ask him now. Questions: how do I bring this up to the groom? How do I explain why I didn't reply and why I didn't show up? Do I go into detail about the horrible things my ex did? Do I show them a copy of the restraining order? Do I just continue to ignore and later message the groom to just take them out for dinner? Relevant comment/info from Op. On her friendship with the groom. Technically the ex was friends with the groom before I met him. They were church buddies when they were young, but my ex moved away when he was a teenager, and I met the groom in college. His sister and I were in choir together in high school. My hometown is small, and we bonded over a love of rock music. So time-wise, ex knew him longer, but I think I know him better as an adult. I did decrease my contact with the groom after the breakup because I did think the same thing. How could he be friends with such a monster? I cut contact with all the people who were friends with the ex because I didn't know if they would report back to the ex. But I would still go to his rock shows and occasionally text him until he got really serious with his now wife, and then we just sort of followed each other on Facebook. If I tell the groom about what happened to me, would it decrease my chances of seeing the ex again? I don't ever want to see the ex again in this lifetime, or the next. Part of me was hoping he was dead or in jail. How do I stop trying to please everyone? It's a personal issue I've worked on after this whole debacle, but it's this whole obedient daughter mindset I grew up with, that I'm rewarded eventually for bending over backwards to please everyone around me. Comments on why the groom didn't know about the abuse and how her ex got away without anyone knowing. He didn't know about the abuse. I just told him it was an ugly breakup and he had said he was sorry the ex and I were no longer together, because we had made such a good couple, I was such a good influence on him, etc. My ex is very good at manipulating people. The man has a high school degree but is a whiz at technology things. He was a part of the anonymous group that hacked into things, and was very schmoozy when in groups. He had that way of talking to people that made him very popular. He's a horrible person, but his dad abused his mom growing up, so I guess it was part of him? It made it normal to him to abuse me and all his other past girlfriends? Update 1. Thank you to all that gave me solid advice and nice PMs. You all are very nice, and I appreciate you all. Special, thanks to you /yes left his ass 2398 for the amazing advice, and I've saved her his comment. So I took the advice of some to call my friend rather than an impersonal email or Facebook message, and left a nice voicemail offering to take him and his wife to dinner and apologizing for missing their wedding. He called back and squeezed me in their packed schedule before they leave for their honeymoon. I saw them last night for dinner. I gave them hugs and apologized again for missing their wedding. The groom said he vaguely remembered the bad breakup and the restraining order, but said he thought enough time had passed because the order of protection had expired. He also said they sent out the invites and saved the dates in waves, and the ex and I were in different waves. He said he thought we could put aside our issues for one day for his special day. He said he had invited family members that didn't get along with one another with the expectations that everyone could put aside their issues for his wedding. I told him I didn't want to see the ex ever again, especially being alone at the wedding, and wasn't comfortable at all attending. My friend acknowledged this, and then we had a good dinner and caught up since our college days. They confirmed they had received my many gifts the day after their wedding. Then they said the ex had RSVP'd and volunteered to be the sound guy, MC and sound system, but did not show up. My friend had to man the sound system on his own wedding day. The groom and bride said they would have rather me show up than the ex. We have plans for me to see their house when they return from their honeymoon and hang out more frequently. They have an incredible collection of board games. It was a great dinner. Edit, I want to thank everyone for their comments and their messages. Truly. It took reading the comments and advice from internet strangers to realize what shitty friends I had. This was my throwaway account, so I was reading all of the comments on my regular account and being unable to reply. Replying on mobile would have been difficult. Again, thank you all. I plan on being very low contact, VLC, to no contact, NC, with the groom and his wife. I do deserve better friends than that, and it took the comments and kindness of internet strangers to reveal this to me. Thank you all, and here's hoping karma gets